Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Anything Goes with Anna Rose. Today is a big one, I say as I look across to my best friend.
Hello, best friend.
Hi, best friend.
Hi, best friend.
Today is a big one. So I obviously am introing this. This is my podcast. I will set it up. I will be talking. And I have my formidable, fiery, phenomenal best friend, Caitlin Bashara. I went to say Catlin. Caitlin Bashara, Katy Bashara with me. Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Thanks for having me.
And we are going to talk all things TAW NFT. This will be released. Actually, let's look at the dates. Guys, we did not look at the dates. I love to release an episode on a Monday. If you have nailed that, I will be
I think I have.
in awe. Oh, sis is on.
Yeah. Monday the 4th.
Okay, so the episode is going to go live on Monday the 4th. Mm-hmm. But the birthday of the Awakened Woman NFT is on the 8th, which is the Thursday. Good job, babe.
Thanks.
And I'm going to set it up because, I really, this is a big moment for me. And there's so many ways that it's not like I want it to go, but ultimately so many of you listening will have no idea what I'm talking about and have no idea what we're about to discuss. And good. I have wanted it that way. I have intentionally been very quiet, and we can unpack that, for pretty much 2 years, to be honest. I would say it is its third birthday, but I have been quiet about this particular company that I own and founded and run and all the things, because I just have not stopped working a day since its inception to get the utility delivered, and it is ahead of schedule. It is above and beyond what I could have imagined, and I have not, the piece de la resistance of profitability is not there yet. And so it's so close. And this will make no sense to you. You're going to be like, what is she talking about? I genuinely don't know what the NFT is or TAW or anything like that. And good. Like I said, it's for a very specific reason. I have been quiet on it. However, it is its third birthday, and I am exceedingly proud of this particular project. And this is literally why TAW NFT, which stands for The Awakened Woman, is where and why TAW Collective exists, which is The Awakened Woman Collective. So we can start there if you want, babe.
Yeah.
We absolutely have nothing planned. So
Iconic. So on brand.
So on brand. Katy was like, what are we going to talk about? I was like, let's go everywhere.
And you know, even as you were talking then too, I was like, do you know what? This is how we're friends.
Correct.
Like, if it wasn't for NFTs and Web3,
yes,
this is where our friendship began. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited because we love this.
Well, it was like a rally and then NFTs. NFTs is what brought us together, but we met at a rally.
Yeah, but you were only on my radar because I didn't know you through the rally. You were only on my radar because someone was talking about you on...
Oh, the Twitter.
Veronica was talking about you on a Twitter space.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
On the twit sphere. So let's start there then.
Yeah.
And that's really, and can I just say as well, I want to edify you because I said to Katy, I could have absolutely recorded this by myself. I could have told the story. I don't know. I could have just talked shit for 45 minutes as I iconically do. And of course I was like, no, but Katy, I want you to interview me for this episode. And also I said, you are it. Like, you know this space. You've been literally with me from the inception of TAW before that. And I remember the FaceTimes when we were talking about contracts and fucking code. We're smart gals. And
I self-taught.
You're way
Web3
smarter
coding.
than me. I outsourced. I was like, and then when I got stuck, that's when I'd FaceTime you because you were so smart and you knew the contract and coding of smart contracts.
The universe knew that we were going to be best friends and you were going to need me to fucking get your shit back in your control, and lucky I knew what to do.
Guys, I actually forgot about, we could go everywhere with this. People have no idea. No, we totally could. Holy shit. Oh my God.
It's been a wild ride.
Fuck, I just forgot. What she's talking about is when my ETH was getting stolen from my evil, narcissistic, violent ex-boyfriend. No, he wasn't a boyfriend, situationship. I went to Katy's house, like I don't like broken and terrified, and I was going back to Perth to try to get it. So I had this whole game plan. People don't even know this story. I'm still going to tell the story, but I literally, let's just start here because it's me.
Okay.
But like, yeah, people have no idea. So Katy was so we didn't know how it was happening or what had happened. We assumed he was either he stole it from my computer, or he had like uploaded the code because he had like not hacked, but like obviously was always eagle-eyed watching my shit. And I went to your house. I'd sat with like my godfather and godmother, Jimmy and Det, and they had like a safe physical plan with me. Like I could text a word and they would basically like send in some very epic cavalry to like physically help if I needed it. And then Katy, I went to Katy's and I was telling her, you knew that ETH had been stolen.
Yeah, well, I knew that ETH had been stolen. You were going back to Perth. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
to try to collect,
and you were like, I'm gonna take the laptop, and
yeah. So people don't even know this.
Yeah, so there was that whole plan, which like we probably can still keep some of that to ourselves.
Yes.
And I was like, hang on a minute, because I self-taught. I coded my whole contract when Luke and I had Arcadians in which was our NFT, and I was like, what wallet owns this contract? And you were like, this. And I was like, so let's change that. And you were like, how do I do that? And I was like, I'll code it. I can change the coding of your contract so that because I think he actually had access to that wallet. That's
what we assume.
Yeah.
Well, no, he had to have.
Yeah.
That's what we figure. He had access to the wallet because you can, this is a whole NFT.
But ultimately, you were still the owner of the contract. Everyone's going to be like, what the fuck's going on?
I know, where have we gone with this?
In Web3 and
Can I actually preface it?
Sorry.
Remember that, in Web3, okay? Because this is really important. We had no plan, okay?
Celebratory.
I know, but and so I'm sitting here and I'm like, we have just gone so south so quick. But can I just say, this is such a fucking enormous part of this project's and my story, because imagine being a woman. So this is my project. I own it, and we will unpack the whole rest of that story, not the violence and stuff. That will be the DB story in another episode, so I can talk about how there was like coercive control, stupidity on my behalf. That's my word. It doesn't have to be anyone else's. But just deep, broken coercive control. And so him being like, you need to make me director, and I was smart enough to be like, yeah, but you're not going to fucking be shareholder, right? Which is how I was just a smart girl. But in terms of him then, so I've always said how part of the story, right, was that my ex had stolen over 400,000 US of my ETH. And this is where he did it from, this particular project. So we definitely did not plan to go here. However, when we were like setting it up, I was like, oh my God, you literally helped I still maintain. No, you absolutely did. Because, and anyway, what I was going to say is I sit here today still with this project 10 billion% committed, because even though I still had just over half of its wealth stolen and stripped from me. And so what a fucking part of the story. What a moment and an iconic part of the Awakened Woman. And we landed here, and so this is Iwi Big Babin. So I had come over.
Yeah, so I was just going to set the context around that. So in Web3, and specifically in NFTs, the project had a contract, and the contract sits on the blockchain.
Yeah.
And
this is great education.
The beautiful thing about Web3 and the blockchain is that it is all 100% transparent. So you can see, and so there is the contract, which is the coding, which is essentially, think of it like the rules of what it is in simple terms. And then somebody owns the contract. So Anna owns the contract. The owner associates what wallet they want to be with the contract. So even though he had access to the wallet, he wasn't the owner of the contract.
Correct.
So as the owner of the contract and with a bestie who knows how to code,
smart women in my corner, guys.
We changed the wallet. So the owner, Anna, we changed the wallet that was associated with the contract.
That's right. So he had access to the wallet.
He had access to the wallet.
That's right.
So
And
we changed that, and we did that before you even left to go to Perth. So I was like, you go, try and get the money back.
Yeah.
Try.
That's where I was going.
How about it? Get 25% back, get 50% back, or don't get any back and just get the fuck out alive, which
was the plan.
Which was actually what you had to do in the end of it. It really didn't even come down to the money at the end of it. No. You were literally VMing me, hiding behind a bush on the side of the road, being like, my mum is coming, but I have fled for my life. I am like, but I am not safe, but I am okay and I will be safe. And
and fuck the money.
Fuck the money.
He could
how beautiful this is. Like, it was just like every big about being like, the contract was changed before you even left. So that was like, it's yours. He can't take whatever he's taken, but he can't take anything else because the wallet that he had access to is no longer associated to the contract, and he doesn't own the contract, you do. So it's done. He doesn't have access anymore.
And that's right. And we how the fuck, and he would have gotten it off of my computer. And this is it's just so funny we went here, but anyway. But what was so wild? No, again, and it's so fucking powerful because 1,000% less of this happening to anyone in the NFT world they would have walked away. 400,000 USD in ETH. It's worth, just so you all know right now, like close to $1 million in today's market taken from you. So imagine losing $1 million after getting your face split open. But I remember going to Katy. So I'd roped in Jimmy and Bernadette, like my godfather and godmother, and I sat with them and I said, I am going back. I'm going to try and like get my ETH back because I was still very like, I cannot believe this has occurred. I really want it back. Fuck this, CUNT. And I told them and they were like beside themselves. They were like, we disagree with this. We are terrified for you. Like Jimmy was like, I'm coming. I was like, no, you're not. So I was playing the narcissist essentially. I was everyone in my life that was in my inner circle knew this. So I was like, chatting to him friendly, like, no, I'm going to come back because my plan was to go back and steal his laptop. Just full disclosure, I didn't, which really wouldn't have done fuck all anyway because you have to know his password to the wallet that he'd stolen of mine. But in my head, he
probably also still had access to his MetaMask.
He did.
On his phone.
No. Remember,
so even if you took the laptop, like if you've got, It's very similar to like your internet banking. Like if you have access to your internet banking on your computer at home, you also have your ANZ app on your phone. It's the same thing. You have access to your MetaMask on your desktop or your laptop, and you also have access on your phone.
But we were like, let's just try. I was like, so I told Jimmy and Dad, and then I remember going to your house to tell you, and I was like, I'm going back to Perth. This is the plan, and I was at your house, and you were like, babe, let's change the contract. And I was like in tears. I remember at your dining room table with you and Lukey, and I was in tears because I was like, oh my God, can we do that? Because then at least I knew, because we weren't sure how it had happened, but we were like, okay, I felt like if I could do that, then I had 100% control again of the whole thing. I don't even know if you remember this, but I remember as I fled for my life, it was like happened within 24 hours. I got back and I called her. I was like, I fucking hate this prick. I can't fake it. He's so dangerous. It is so toxic. And then he was just being exceedingly violent still. So I was like, I need to get out. Literally fled. Text mum the safe word. She came immediately. Like everyone was in on it. Like when I say everyone, you, Luke, Jimmy, Det, and my mum, who were like the inner circle. And I ran down the stairs and literally, tell me if you remember this, literally within 2 minutes, I got a text from him and he was like, fuck you, you've changed the password. Do you remember that? So he did have, so then in that moment, I remember like collapsing in a bush in the side of the road because he was hunting me. And I remember being like, oh my fucking God, because of you, literally, essentially, literally the whole project was saved because he would have drained every fucking cent. So anyway, that's welcome to TAW NFT.
This is the like hilarious thing about it. Him being like, you changed the password. It's like, you had no fucking idea what you're talking about. This is
the contract.
This is how much you fucking don't deserve a cent of what you stole because you don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't change the fucking password. We fucking changed the wallet.
Yeah.
And you can't change that because you weren't the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, so like...
Guys, welcome to the Awakened Woman NFT. But this is why I have...
But also, the other thing I wanted to say too, like...
Can I...
For me, I was like, let me show you how to do this.
Yeah.
So that if you ever need to do it again...
Which
and then I think we ended up...
I will never.
No. I think we ended up going on like a full tangent then because I was like, also, if you need to do this, and I was like, so now you actually learnt the skills of what you need to do because, yes, beautifully you outsource because it's a whole fucking other ball game learning like blockchain
contracts
coding.
And smart coding and...
So that was that moment too that it was like, okay, that was a horrific moment, a tragic, traumatizing moment, but then also out of that, you were like, okay, well now
Sis got smarter.
Now Sis got hotter, smarter, like all of the things.
Richer inevitably, but like not at that moment. But no, welcome to the Awakened Woman NFT. I just feel like it needed to go there because like if you take nothing from this entire episode, because it is high level, we are talking about shit that people still don't understand. No one can call it a scam. Blockchain is blockchain. It's the future. It's here. Web3 is Web3. That's why I got into it and we can unpack that. But ultimately, this is and was an enormous part of my story. It's part of why I genuinely believe like it's not even I believe, it's like I know in every cell of my being I almost lost my life. This project, do you know what actually? I'm having a moment. This project I know is meant to be on this earth because I have literally almost lost my life. Oh, I'm going to cry. Isn't that so crazy? I just had this epiphany. Yeah, that is so crazy. This is why we don't plan anything.
Yeah.
So I started this NFT to literally awaken women, to literally help women enter the Web3 space and give back in a really disruptive, different, personal way. And at the time, yes, like got attacked in the end. And Trent, I'll say his name. I call him fuckhead because his name doesn't deserve to get said, but his name is Trent. And I say that because I always want to warn women against him, of course. He's still exactly the same character because he's a narcissist, so he will never change, probably sadly. But he tried to end my life because he wanted all of the money and he wanted the project, he wanted the money, and he couldn't have it, and I had then cut him off, and then that's the night that he'd like tried to end my life. And then ironically and almost iconically, and I literally unpacked this on the Awakened Woman boardroom call last month in a really like vulnerable, I just need to talk about it because I'm now aware of it. When I've unpacked this entire forum hate that has haunted my life for 3 years, when I had to unpack the forums, I was like, wow, you stalk me because you fucking despise that I have an NFT. It was the NFT. They have just stayed
because
hunting
so many
me.
people are like, crypto is a scam.
Oh, they just cannot.
So here she is,
wrap
the
their
scammer.
head. I am
like in crypto, doing the project.
Could you
telling
imagine?
people to invest, like.
How dare I? So that's very emotional for me because I'm like, it's literally shaped my life in the last 3 years because choosing to do this and I'll never give up. Like, let me look down the barrel of the camera and be like, you can try to split my lip open, which you did. You can try and fucking rape. You can try to haunt me, stalk me, obsess over me, bring me down, bring all of any department that you want. They've called ASIC against me. They've called the council against me. They called, have I told you this? Department of Gaming and Liquor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, love that story. That'll be unpacked soon. Happened, you guys, because of this fucking NFT, and I have never been more committed, and I have never been more proud, and I have never sat here more solid. And honestly, it's why today I was like, I have been silent on it because I will go back into recluse honestly with it, because I do want to, and this is where I kind of want to go with it, like the whole business model of it. Mm-hmm. I eventually,
this is why we're here.
The business model of the NFT. But because I will deliver, it's not that I want to, I will deliver on what I said, and I just fundamentally believe it will change the business scope forever. And I have been stomped on, attacked, vilified, hated on, bullied, stalked, and harassed because of it. And you motherfuckers can't stop me. So welcome to TAW NFT.
Welcome to TAW NFT.
Now where do we go? Where should we start from here? But I just wanted to give you...
I'm going to interview.
Okay, let's go.
Straight off the fucking cuff, because I have nothing prepared while I tighten my mic stand.
She dropped,
she was getting low.
You will find that the audio is outstanding. So
yeah,
you edit. So you edit.
I will find.
No, literally, you will find when you're editing.
Okay. My question to you is like, where did the whole concept of sharing, basically creating a loyalty system that gave access to a percentage of profits to the people that were in that loyalty system? Like, obviously, majority of loyalty systems is like flybys or point-based systems, or like you get your 10, like buy 10 coffees, you get your 10 coffees. Like if you think about, but businesses, right? Like you've attached a active wear brand that has exclusivity to these shareholders in a set. So it's like, where did that come from? Because it is absolutely disruptive. It is completely pioneered by a woman.
Yeah.
So, like, I just want to, like, were you laying in bed? Like, tell that story. Like, where did this concept come from? And then what's that process been of actually bringing it to life?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we haven't unpacked, like, and this is because I was like, oh, well, the next thing we'll explain, like, what and why I've created, like, what it is essentially.
Yeah.
But why, the big why was, if you know my community, which you know my community, like if you know my community, you know my community. And for me, so this project now is 3 years old. So I've ultimately been sharing online for 12 years. Like I started my Instagram literally 12 years ago. And for 12 years, I have launched businesses, and I have launched projects, and I have shown up and shared online, and I have received phenomenal spiritual, energetic, financial, physical support, which has changed my life. And when I say changed my life, I mean like changed my life, like physically, financially, energetically. And 2017, I got into blockchain and crypto and stuff individually. Like I was a massive investor and loved it. Bought Ethereum at like $500 at that time.
Now she's pumping. So is Bitcoin.
Love. But yeah, highest. Peaking.
Bitcoin's always like 200K.
Peaking. Yeah, I know. My portfolio
that was
smiling.
a good whistle.
No, I can't do it.
Couldn't do it twice.
God damn. No, and so this is the point, right? Like right now, I said to Ryan the other day, like I think, again, this is my story. I'm not like no investing advice, but like in a couple of days, like my own one of my portfolios like jumped $300,000. Like sis loves crypto, right? And because I was a very smart girl and I didn't think it was a scam, and so 2017 I got into it. Cut to 2021, watching NFTs and not understanding them. This is genuinely where it all came from. watching NFTs explode and being like, what the fuck? Like, how are people paying like tens of fucking thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a
JPEG?
A fucking JPEG.
Yeah.
And this has been my sole contract. Like, every time the world screams scam, I lean in. And I educate myself. I'm always curious. So the bigger the quote unquote scam, the more curious I am.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, yeah, fuck those guys. So I didn't understand NFTs. This is where it came from. And I saw it explode. And so I started to educate myself, remembering I had been an investor heavily in pretty much Bitcoin and Ethereum since 2017. And I looked at it and I didn't get it. And it was really heavily on smart contracts. NFTs are smart contracts on the blockchain. And so I started to look up on YouTube for free, what is a smart contract? What I was invested in the blockchain because I believed in it, but it was more the coin, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I kind of understood it was on our blockchain, but like that was the extent of it. And
But
then
it was like the understanding of that blockchain is technology.
correct.
Yeah.
Like on a transparent, integral, brilliant, unhackable level that was just spoke to my soul. And so I started to look at like what was the blockchain and what is a smart contract? And the second I understood that, I was like, holy fuck, I could give back to my community on a level of ease and efficiency that you cannot do in business in like normal business. And I remember I was literally like on a bike ride, actually, if you really want to know. I was on a bike ride and I was like, I was so obsessed, not with NFTs whatsoever. The NFT for me is irrelevant. It's the fact that it is a key to a code on a blockchain that unlocks shit that the government can't hack, the government can't trace. I was obsessed. And so I was on a bike ride and I was like, I knew the name. Well, the name hadn't come to me yet, but I was like, when I always say, because I'm splenic projector. And so Kel taught me this. Whenever I say I can't explain it is when I'm the most in my power, and that has like changed my life because I can't explain it. But I was on a bike ride and I was like, I'm creating a company. Like I want an NFT where fuck it. Why not? 50% of profits goes back to the shareholder, like goes back to the community because they have loved me, they have backed me, they have supported me, they have bought from me, and they've changed my life. So it was just this like inexplainable no-brainer. I was like, cool. And how fucking wild and disruptive. And I don't know if anyone's done that. Fuck it. I don't care if anyone's done it. And then no experience. Who do I think I am? How dare I get absolutely fucked Anna mood? I did it. And honestly, like I was riding my bike and I was like obsessed with the like idea of not NFTs, understanding at a very deep level that it was a key that unlocked code on a smart contract that was like irrefutable, unhackable, like completely transparent. I could write code into that. Like it could be like rules on a blockchain that like if I do this, then that happens. I was like, well, let's be disruptive in the business space and why can't I create another company in Web 2, quote unquote, e-commerce, that when I get it profitable, I can pour profits, 50% of them back into my community because they are single mother. You know them. Like they are the fucking queens of the world. Like, and honestly, it's just because my community is different and every single person that like comes into contact with them is like, oh, I get it. So like that's why.
And I think the really powerful thing too, as someone that was so deep in the NFT space. Like I was in the Twitter world. I was in the Discord world. She was way
more in it than I.
Yeah. And for us, we created it because of all of the floods that happened. And so we were like, hey, so what flagged for us was like, there's fucking people dropping tens of thousands of dollars on these JPEGs. And yet people 15 minutes down the road from us have just fucking lost everything. And our government's doing fuck all about it. So like that was, in my head, I was like, let's fucking share with these people all around the world like what actual fucking and then it was all of that, like actually understanding fundraising and how fucked fundraising actually really
and how much actually goes
and donations and that whole thing. But so for us, we raised the money we could, we donated the money we could, and we were in a bear market. So for us, it was like it was a philanthropy based project. There was only so much we were going to be able to do. Plus, we were also doing this with a fucking newborn and a 1.5-year-old. But my point to this is that we were so deep in the actual NFT Web3 space. And because we were so deep in the nerdiness in a sense
literally
of it.
You guys really were.
It was like Web3, 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 Web3. Nobody... So everyone that was doing NFT projects was minting to, selling to, building communities of Web3 people.
Yeah, forget this. Yeah.
Nobody was trying to educate, to bring people in from Web 2 into the Web3 space, let alone create a Web 2 business that then transferred over into that Web 3 space. So you've absolutely pioneered. It's never been done, but when you actually really understand it, it's fucking genius.
It is genius. Thank you.
You're
and
welcome.
also
Receive it.
I am. And a huge thing for me as well. So quickly, if you've got no fucking idea what we're still on about, the Awakened Woman NFT is an NFT that was created. That is a JPEG. That JPEG is connected to a smart contract, right? It's an NFT, so non-fungible token. That is connected to a smart contract. In that smart contract is written that I will distribute 50% of profits from TAW Collective, which is the e-commerce. We know TAW Collective. I'm 22 months in, and that's all. You and I.
I'm just laughing because like.
What? No, say it. I love it. Welcome to Katie's world. No, say it.
We literally like in text message this morning because we called TAW Collective TAW. And that's where I spend a lot of my working hours in. I manage
TAW Collective.
TAW.
Yeah. TAW Collective.
TAW Collective.
TAW Collective.
And so, it's just funny because you're like TAW and I'm like TAW Collective, TAW, and I just giggled because I was like, we literally had to clarify today, like I was in a different book to Anna. We had to like come back to the same book, same page, same line to be like, oh, we're on the same page.
No, guys, I literally got this, context. I literally got this like unbelievable, this is Katy, like
My
fucking
storyboard
phenomenal
for today's photo
storyboard for today. And I was like, Sissy's off her head. Like it was like the collection storyboard, scene 1, scene 2. This is what Katy does. This is how the elite level, scene 1, and then she breaks setting, visuals, mood, text. Scene 2, setting, and I'm like, this is all TAW Collective. This bitch is off her head. I was like, I have been so clear that today is about TAW, the Awakened Woman. Anyway, she called me and she was like, so anyway, we're back on the same page. And then
TAW is the NFT.
TAW Collective. Yeah, TAW Co. So the NFT is TAW, the Awakened Woman. This is so powerful because so many people will listen to this and so many people are still like, oh, that's what TAW Collective means.
Same.
Yeah.
I work in the companies and I'm like, oh.
She got confused. No, so TAW NFT, the Awakened Woman NFT, is an NFT that I've started 8th of the 8th, Lions Portal 2022, so 8822, and it was all about awakening the woman, right? So bringing an entire generation of women from Web 2, quote unquote, which is like the normies, right? People that invest in banking and all those things into Web 3, because the two greatest industries, and you know this, that women get left behind in is technology and finances. And so I was like, well, I'll be damned with that because that is the future. And evidently, as I said in my own portfolio in the last couple of days, it has jumped multiple 6 figures. And that's all good and well for me, and bravo, Anna. And who the fuck do I think I am if I don't share that, right? That's my ideology. And so a huge why for me was like, the rich can keep getting richer, literally. And to me also that's on paper, but anyway, I can unpack that another time. But like, for me, I was like, I also want to bring women along. Now, you can think it's a scam. Fine. You can think I'm a evil, scamming, coke addicted, narcissistic.
Don't get me started. You're going to make me angry.
I know, but like, fine. I'll let you think that. And also, I'm so fucking proud that in the space of crypto, I brought across at this point like 932 women that had no idea. They'd never owned a cent of crypto. They had no idea what an NFT is, bringing them across. And I am, as I said, so we're about to celebrate the 3rd year of the Awakened Woman. And TAW Collective, by the way, is the main utility, but there was other utility attached, which is the hub. There's just so much with it. So I started TAW Collective as a symbiotic sister to the Awakened Woman NFT, where 50% of profits will go back when it's profitable. Now, I'm a woman of my word, and so I shit, sleep, breathe, eat TAW Collective. That is what we do. That's why we're here.
That's why I'm here.
Everything I do. So I had it at a 3PL. That was costing me a couple of grand a month. I then created the dream house. I have brought TAW Collective here, and it sits here rent-free whilst I continue to get it profitable. So every decision that I make for TAW Collective is to get that beast profitable, to deliver on my promise, and then. And so it was disruptive. It is disruptive. And that's why I'm like, come at me with your full force. It's totally fine. I can hold it, understand it. And what I love about it, I was like, where was I going with that? So a huge thing for me is obviously I was raised by a single mother as well, who was definitely on government. Well, we were raised in government housing. And I remember someone had come to me like ages ago when I was building this, and they were like, oh, my accountant has said, or I think they'd read a hate forum somewhere, and they were like, oh, but I get Centrelink benefits. Like, is that going to affect my Centrelink benefit? Because obviously when I get this profitable soon and I start to pay those profit dividends, essentially, like, oh my God, that's going to fuck if someone's like on welfare or whatever else. And I was like, no, it's crypto. And that's exactly why I entered this space it's not about this is why the government hates crypto as well, because it's
regulated.
It's unregulated and it's untraceable, and also it's none of their fucking business.
Well, it is regulated because it's all fucking coded.
Super regulated. By the way, I could tell a story the other day. I'm stoked about it. But anyway, the government has access to your exchange, not your wallet. So the moment that you do turn your crypto into fiat, and fiat is normal currency, yes, it activates a capital gains essential like tax event, right? Yeah. Capital gains event. However, my big vision with this is that, my belief fundamentally is that the world will become crypto, like Web3. So I think peer-to-peer will be the formidable force in the future, and we will buy houses from wallet to wallet. I bought my car. My Porsche was crypto, guys. So like I am like, so the government essentially doesn't have to know. And you watch, my haters will take this and try and report it to the government. There's fuck all they can do about it because they have access to my exchange like every government agency does. And it's all regulated over there. But your wallet is your business. So they can't access that. There's no way for the government to access that. So, and that's why they hate it. I'm not breaking any rules. I'm not fucking speaking out of the norm here. This is why crypto is such a formidable, exciting, disruptive, futuristic space, is because shock horror, we can operate and exchange peer to peer and there's no middleman. The banks aren't taking a percentage. So for me, when I was deciding on the business model, could I have done this in the Web 2 space? Absolutely. Would I have received hate? Probably not, right? But what I loved about crypto was that when I get it profitable and I exchange that profit back into ETH and I'm airdropping that ETH into wallets, that's how it's going to work. If you are on center, whatever your situation is, that crypto, that profit sits in your wallet. You are a sovereign woman or man or whomever is investing. And when you choose to turn that ETH into fiat, into currency, yes, it will activate or trigger, they call it, the ATO calls it, that it will trigger a capital gains event, which is you pay tax on any gain. But if it's a loss, great as well, not you're not at a loss, but like essentially the exchange, the exchange occurs. But I loved that I could put money into people's wallets away from the government. Those women can hold that, or men can hold that until their babies are 21. I don't know, whatever they want to do with it. My wallet I've held since I was 2017. So
You've held your wallet since you were 2000.
since I was 17. No. So that's the point, right? So it goes, so Ethereum will get airdropped into wallets, and then what you want to do with it is up to you. And that's the power of being a sovereign, independent, baddie woman. Like if you want to, people are like, oh, will I get taxed on that? Yes, because nothing is free. However, my goal and hope and wish and dream
is that you come out of that mindset.
Firstly, and then secondly, I believe it will be peer-to-peer. I've had a real estate agent be like, they know my position and they're like, if you want to buy, like I'm negotiating for my dream house in crypto and Bitcoin. Powerful, right? So, and so then it won't trigger a capital gains event, and there's nothing. So if my haters, which they will, please know this is the level of psycho. This episode will probably get sent to the tax agent, and it's like tax office, and there's nothing they can do because they have access to my exchange. All government agencies do. Like an exchange is ATO audited, but your wallet is not. Right? It's just like if an Italian had money under the bed. The ATO ain't knocking fucking going under your mattress. Same as a wallet in the crypto world. They cannot access that. And I love that. And that's why I love it. And that's why banks hate it. And that's why the ATO fucking hates it. The government can't stand it. And that's why I love crypto even more. So that's some of the...
Yeah, I've got two things that I will mention and bring up, and then you can riff on that. They're two sort of separate things, and one of them you might even just acknowledge. But again, coming from someone who was so in the NFT space, any NFT project that was launching, that was essentially like in their pre-game before they launched, all utility was based on minting milestones. 10%, 20, 30, 50, whatever, sell out. So you as an investor had to trust.
Yeah.
And half of these people were never even doxed. So you wouldn't even know what
that means. Like
dox.
Public. So the founders were not known.
Yeah. So they were identified by their profile picture.
Yeah.
And their profile picture was a picture of their NFT project or not, or just whatever the fuck they wanted. Their profile picture could have been black.
Yeah.
But they jump in, they pitch, they sell, they get everyone hyped, they launch, they sell out.
And they rug pull.
And they rug pull, meaning they like take the bag, take the winnings and leave. So whether you want to riff on this or not, or just simply the acknowledgement is that you launched your project with the hub ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I remember that. Like we were actually well and truly friends by this stage.
Yeah.
Like I remember you hiring a house, hiring a videographer.
Yeah.
You sat and recorded for 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Then actually creating paying people to create the platform. So you think of it this way. I could walk down to James Street in Burleigh. I love Aboriginal art. So much. I could walk down there and spend $1,000 on a canvas that was hand painted. And that's it. My exchange is that piece of art is worth $1,000. So I give $1,000 of my Australian dollars and I get the painting in return. Transaction done.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Because the value that you place in that is your value that you place in that.
Exactly.
Also.
So that's it, right? So for whatever they were minting for when you first launched.
0.22, which was 555 Australian dollars.
Okay, so let's say $550. You get a stunning piece of art.
Yep. That you own the copyright of.
You can make a business out of it. You can print it wherever the fuck you want.
Yep. You can put it on T-shirts and sell them. You can,
or you actually just get
a beautiful
digital copy that you can print again and again however you want. But then on top of that, you then also launch with the hub.
Yeah. which was huge for me.
And then all of your utilities come at milestones.
Yeah.
And your TAW Collective was meant to get launched at like 30
100%
off sellout. And you just went then you must have launched it at like 30-something
35%
is when you launched it. Yeah. So just like hats off to you, sis, because you've pioneered, you've dealt with so much in all of this as well. So there's just that. So whether you want to touch on that, up to you.
Yeah, I do, because I think this is a huge element of...
I'm just going to write down my next thing so I don't
forget. I do, only because I think that there's a huge element of misunderstanding, essentially, especially in my project, I feel like, because of the attention I've got, because I have been so fucking disruptive. But I knew to bring, and you touched on it, which is so beautiful. So you said how no one in the space, which they weren't, because this was getting mentioned on like Twitter Spaces and
she'd never been in one ever.
I had never been on a Twitter Space. I didn't give a fuck about that. I didn't want the Twitter bros. That's what I used to say, and I still say it. I didn't want the Twitter bros. I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't doing Twitter Spaces, and because the project probably would have and could have sold out, and I don't want that. This is what the haters don't understand. The hill that they die on is she fucking said, like, it hasn't sold out. What a piece of shit. She's a scammer. And I'm like, because I have 932 brilliant, capable, educated, unbelievable, incredible, phenomenal community holders, that the moment that I have $1 profit from TAW Collective, and it will be more than that, it'll be tens of thousands, but like the moment that I have that, 50% of that gets airdropped to them. And I would rather... I don't give a fuck about me. I've got my wealth, and I will continue to build my wealth, right? And so for me, I'm like, if I can keep it contained, and this is why I don't talk about it, and this will generate a lot of interest in this project, and that's fine, because if you were in the community, then you are who I have built it for. But it is for the 932 as of right now, but holders that because they will get, because it will airdrop to their wallets, and then based on how many NFTs they hold, that's the profit distribution of Ethereum. So, but their thing is like, it's not sold out. What a whack job. And I'm like, that's the fucking plan. And this is why they're just so stupid, and we are embarrassed for them. But basically everything that they attack me on, I'm like, no, sis, that's the point. So sit down and shut up, because you literally look like a fool. But the hub was a big thing. So when I knew that I was bringing across a community of women that did not understand, because like Web3 people, I could have been in those Twitter Spaces and they would have bought $555. They would have bought it for the art. Like they would have been like, yeah, cool. We know your name. Okay, you're a like believable founder. For me, with the hub, I wanted to make sure that the moment that they minted an NFT, and still today, this still stands today. This is still completely current. My ideology was that I needed to ensure from an integral standpoint for myself that the moment that they minted an NFT, the value was exceeded, not met. And that was why I had the hub. And that was just like a cute bonus, nice to have. But I just needed to make sure that as soon as you spent money, there was a transactional value exchange. And so it wasn't just a fucking pie in the sky promise, which TAW Collective was at the time. It wasn't even a name. TAW Collective wasn't even named at that point. It was like, at 100% sellout, I'm going to start a merchandise company, and share profits. Like that was absolutely the end goal. And then the hub was like the self-love school in essence. Like the moment that you buy an NFT, at least you get an absolute exchange of value that 555 is not only being met, it is being exceeded. And since then, my foundational course is on there. Coco's is on there. There's like multiple courses. And at the time I had said, because I had put TAW Collective, or it wasn't even named, but at 100% sellout, the merchandise, which is turned into apparel, company will get launched and profits will be shared. I knew my focus was going to be on the hub, because I was like, well, sellout could come in. I knew I wasn't ever going to sell out, and there's screenshots of this, and let me tell you, my haters will have them. I knew it was never going to sell out because I was selling to a Web2 community. Exactly that, what you touched on. But I knew that it might come in 6 months, it might come in 6 years, but I knew sellout would come eventually.
And also you launched in a bear market.
And I launched in a bear market and you know why I did that? Because I loved the ideology that at 0.22 today, it's worth quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think today the NFT, so don't mint right now. Any screenshot that will ever be shared from my community, like a couple of women actually asked me the other day because I shared the boardroom meeting that I had, and they were like, "Can I mint?" And I said, "I wouldn't right now. It's a bull market. Wait, it'll dips.
Dip.
It fucking dips, guys. Like,
wait for the dip. Buy in the dip.
Buy in the dip. Don't buy in a bull. Like, never buy in a bull. Hold in a bull. So yeah, any screenshot, I've always been like, hold in the fucking bull, buy in the dip. So, but I wanted to make sure that on mint, which is purchase of an NFT, that the value was not only met but exceeded. So that's the ideology of the hub. And then TAW Collective, which again was not named at minting, at launch, I should say.
It was a merchandise.
It was a merchandise company. I wanted to make sure that so I was like, oh, the hub will be my focus. Like, for sure, I'm going to pour my time and attention into the hub because that will have to be the value give whilst I sell this sucker out. Mm-hmm. And then I knew at 20%, I was like, nah, I'm going all in. Like, I'm going to launch this sucker. I don't care. I'm just going to launch an apparel company. I'm going to go really big, and I'm not going to wait. And so that's why TAW Collective was born. So just so you all know, because everyone today knows Anna as TAW Collective. And I'm like, actually, TAW Collective exists because of
TAW.
Because of TAW, the Awakened Woman.
The other thing I wanted to touch on too, and I've heard you say this many, many times, and this is the wild thing. It's like, fuck you guys for thinking she's a scammer. You know who's a scammer? The fucking banks.
The government.
You know who's a scammer? Your fucking boss.
Yeah.
You want a pyramid fucking scheme? You want to hate on network marketing? Like, go fuck it. Can you ever go and make more money than your boss? No. You're in a fucking pyramid scheme. Like, you're just so uneducated, you've got no idea. But I remember we had a conversation, and I think I've even heard you talk about it on stories. I eventually roped her into a Twitter space, so she did actually jump in on a few of them. Is that Anna has many accounts with many financial institutions that have thousands, hundreds of thousands in them.
Yeah.
I cannot go into my bank.
Yeah.
You cannot go into your bank right now at 2:08 on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's 2:08 on a Wednesday. Get the fuck up. We're going to hide. Let's go.
Welcome to Working with an Aries and a Saggy.
But I cannot go into ANZ.
No.
Suncorp, Westpac,
Bankwest,
St. George, whoever the fuck they are, and be like, can I have $50,000 out of my account right now?
Guys,
they'll be like, no, you need an appointment. You need this. It'll take 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's like, but I can see on my screen, in this account, I have $50,000. I want my $50,000.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
No.
But I can go into my MetaMask. I can go into my crypto account, transfer $20K.
In a second.
It's my money. I own it. That's mine, and no one else can. There's no fucking middleman to tell me when I can or cannot access my fucking money.
Yeah.
And that's a really big thing too, that it was just like this whole concept around like, what's the word? The vitality?
Don't know. Keep talking and I'll give you the context.
A volatile.
Volatility.
Thank you.
There we go.
It was like, I couldn't even explain it because I was like, it was so there.
Volatility.
Like crypto is a volatile market.
So
there is so much fertility in it. But like, no risk, no gain.
Yeah.
And is there risk? Yes, absolutely. But part of that risk, like, imagine if you fucking lived your life like that. Like, you're always going to take risk in something. And like, my husband and I were talking about it actually when we were driving here. And he was saying, because he's a bit of a crypto enthusiast as well, and he was like, do you know, if you had bought X amount of Bitcoin when it first fucking launched, that I think it was like 10. If you bought 10 Bitcoin
Oh
at $1 or whatever it was
God.
when it first launched, he was like, that would be worth 10 million.
Oh, no, more than that.
Oh, then it must have just been the one.
Okay,
Bitcoin. I
yeah.
can't exactly remember what he said. I was listening.
Luke, she was listening.
I was listening to you. I was also trying to like self-regulate after a very busy morning, but I was listening. But anyway, and I was like, wow, like.
Could you imagine?
And this is the people that took the risk, that bought and held and just had a bit of fucking faith and trust.
Yeah.
Reap the benefits of it. But if you're always going to be in this scarce,
Well, like safe in your comfort zone,
yeah,
essentially.
like if you're not willing to have a fucking go
yeah.
and take a gamble. And it's so interesting as well, like when you think of the way that people live their lives, it's like you'll go and buy X amount of dollars on clothing.
Yeah.
You'll go and buy a $50,000 car that's a liability, not an asset, that just depreciates from the moment you drive 1 kilometre on it. You'll go and fucking have a slap on the pokies. Put $50 on the pokies.
Yeah.
Invest $50 in crypto. Oh, it's a scam.
Yeah,
and it's like you just dropped $50 in the pokies and had a slap and lost it at the risk that you could have won.
Yeah.
At the risk that you dropped 50, slapped it away, and could have come out of there with $400 in your pocket.
Yeah.
But with an investor's mindset, and God forbid there's this woman out there trying to help other women understand.
How dare she?
Not the and also you're not like crypto's the way. You're not a
I think cash is
you're
like,
not a hard like everyone should be in crypto. It's like you should
diversify.
You should have diversified methods of income.
Yeah.
And you should have diversified methods of investments. And
Yeah.
you should never have all of your eggs in one basket. You should never have all of your millions of dollars with the one fucking bank.
Here's what I love. No, 100%. I remember when we set up this, fun free bit of advice, never, ever, ever put all of your money, your cash liquidity with one bank. And I remember setting up because they can have a bad mood, or I think in time to come you could post something, if it's me, spicy and get cut up. Literally, this is not conspiracy. I changed banks. I publicly went on the record with this, but I had changed banks not recently, like several months ago now, because they had just like shut an account with 6 figures in it overnight.
I remember this.
Sent me a letter, which wasn't to an address that I'd held like 10 years ago, it would be like 10 years ago. And then when I was like following it up, because sis has got a little bit of cash, so it's like I hadn't fully noticed.
I remember I was in the lounge room. I was like on my phone, laxing on the couch, listening to her have at it respectfully.
Oh no, but you never want to piss me off, yeah.
But you were still, it's not their fault, but you were like, this is absolutely,
missing.
like the person you were on the phone to didn't do it.
No, and I said that. I remember saying.
And so you were super respectful, but mate, she was like, you want to talk about firm and kind? She was fucking firm and
But I said I'm going to pull all my accounts with you, and then I've further diversified. But I remember, so 2 things that happened. Then I was with another bank, and I then tried to deposit like $5,000 across to Bitcoin. I just moved. I'm not going to. I cannot be fucked naming names. Because if you have a wonderful experience, have a wonderful experience with them. So I had then moved banks, tried to put $5,000 across into Bitcoin, and they stopped it and held it. And when they hold your money, they invest your money, just so you know. So the banks play the markets overnight. And when I transfer $100,000 or $10,000 or $50,000 or $5,000 across to Bitcoin and they hold it and it's not released straight away, or if I pay someone, right, and it's like a $10,000 and they're like, oh, we have to, and it's not instant, they are trading with that money overnight. And so this bank that I'd moved to, I then tried to, because I invest in crypto. This is not this episode, but I do invest in crypto. So I had tried to like put $5,000 across at that time, and they held it. And then they were questioning me, and they were questioning me so hardcore on my and I was like, I'm not answering your questions because I don't actually fucking have to, because it's my money. Shock horror. What I want to do with it, no. And I was like, no, it's my fucking money. So whether I want to sink it into if I want to withdraw it cash, or I want to give it away to a charity, or I want to put it in a crypto wallet, You actually don't get a fucking say. What are the chances? And because, just so you know, so some people, haters, will go, well, I'm glad my bank makes me jump through 70 million hoops because, like, I'm glad they verify me. Guys, they'd verified me, rest assured. So the moment that they had verified that I was the owner of my bank account and had that money, they should have technically released it. They did not. So then I was like, fuck you, I'm moving it again. And I moved it overnight. But it was funny because we set up a different bank account with a different bank again for the dream house because I will never put all my money in any one bank. And they were like, oh, you've never banked with us before. And I was like, no, like when you, and they're like, oh, asking me questions. And I was like, don't bother. I don't like you. No disrespect to you. I was like, I don't like banks. You will have this account and this account only. This is my position. You will never have it all because you own it. And that doesn't make me safe. And the hill that I die on, to speak to what you said before, is that like I'm not crypto till I die at all. I am very diversified. So if worst case scenario, 400,000, what are the chances? $1 million worth of my crypto got drained, which it did. I'm okay. Imagine that. Imagine that position as a woman. How fucking powerful. If the bank overnight decided to be a CUNT and cut off which they absolutely can, and I genuinely believe they do that every day.
Mate, there's shit going on with Meta at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. So right, if the bank one of my banks, I am very diversified across multiple banks because if one bank decides to like shut a 6-figure account, I'm okay. If my share
sting, we talk about the sting.
Yeah,
we talk about this fucking the bite and the sting. It fucking stings.
It'll be like a slap.
But you're not fucking homeless. It doesn't end you.
Doesn't end me. It doesn't end one company. If my share portfolio got taken in a divorce, which it did, doesn't end me. Right? Nothing. I make sure that I'm so cash liquidity, crypto. Shares are the name of the game for me. So that's like why I entered the NFT space and then attached it to profitability from an Ethereum wallet perspective is this entire conversation. I sit here as a very free, as a very wealthy and a very sovereign woman, and I'm so proud of that. And that has come from a lifetime of brokenness, trauma and abuse. And so even up until 3 years ago when someone tried to end my life at that point physically, I remember I've got the text and I will share all this. I've got a beautiful Michelle Fay is coming on to talk about the DV with me in a minute. So I will unpack that entire story. But I remember him texting me saying to me, but also putting it in writing that he was like, one thing's for sure, no one can kill you. And I was like, no. Because he tried to end me financially, that didn't work. Then he tried to end me physically, that didn't work. So to close this episode off, you want to talk about why I started this and why I have such a passion for this NFT and why I've even shut the fuck up. Because in essence, it benefits me to sell this out. And I could. The minute I give anything attention, you all know this. You know this. It sells. I could sell this NFT out. This conversation will absolutely mint some more for sure. And I'm saying don't. Wait until the bear market again. Don't. It's a bull market. It'll dip. It will dip again. Buy in the dip. Be smart, right?
Even just wait like a couple of weeks. It might not dip, but like,
it'll dip.
Don't mint today.
Watch the market. Be smart.
Yeah.
Be a smart, intelligent. Be interested from here. Watch the market. Start to watch Ethereum. Okay. Today it's worth like 6.8, I think, like AUD. So it's like watch the market and be like, oh wow, today it's worth 5. Okay, 0.22 is whatever it will be. I think I don't know what that is today. I just know when people minted, check it. I know when people minted it was 555, and then for a very long time it was well below that. It sat between about $300. The market will go back there. It will recorrect itself, right? But you want to talk about why I started this and why I was so passionate about creating a profitability share essentially with my community, because I am well and I am healthy and I am in a beautiful financial position. And what's the fucking point if I can't bring other women up with me?
0.022.
0.22.
0.22.
Is worth?
It is AUD
1,000 and
1,289.
yeah, I was gonna say about 1,200.
I think I bought mine for like 460. Life of the bear.
Life of the bear, baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't mint today, guys.
Do not mint. Don't mint. That would be a silly financial decision because you know that market will correct.
US dollars, not too bad. Like better though.
Yeah. And let it recorrect.
Yeah.
The project is not going anywhere. There's still like over 2,000. Let me tell you how many are minted. I'll tell you. I don't know. I do know. 2,192 have been minted. There's 5,555. Once that all goes to 192, there's still 3,300 to mint. There is plenty to go around. Once they do all mint out, that is it. And that's the power of an NFT as well. But
yeah,
that's where the project's at. So we have gone everywhere in true Katy and Anna style. But I feel like that just gives a really beautiful.
But like we honestly sat down with no plan. And it has been a little trip down memory lane. It has been like, a lot of what we've actually spoken about today, I'm like, completely, that has been so off radar, out of sight, out of mind for years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, like.
That happened.
Yeah, that happened. And yeah, the thing I think that's really powerful in this, in life in general, like this is just a really great mindset to have in all areas of your life, always, in all ways. But like respond with curiosity and not judgment. And if something is being labeled something, have enough curiosity to research it for yourself, do your due diligence and make your own fucking decision. Like don't be a sheep. Like because you could be shooting yourself in the foot and you could miss out on something really special. That's not to say that's only related to the awakened woman. That's just fucking life in general. Like respond with curiosity, not judgment. If your body responds viscerally, especially in regards to money and finances, like really respond with curiosity, because if it wasn't until my friendship with Anna that my relationship with money needed work and needed change, and not that you've coached me massively on it, but just enough proximity, yeah, and enough awareness to be like, wow, like there is so many better ways to do things. And when you then come from that mindset, you then open yourself up to opportunities that, like, to be honest, you as, like, for example, me as a 34-year-old woman, I might not even reap the benefits massively, the full benefits of being a TAW NFT holder. But my children,
your children will.
My children will.
You will.
And I have 2 girls.
But I know what you're saying. I know.
I'll reap benefits, but when we talk about like big scale, like legacy scale, I might not see that.
Yeah.
And beautiful. That means my children will.
Yeah.
And that's fucking special that they're like, wow, this actually came from Auntie Nana.
Auntie Nana.
And this also came from me having a mother who was open enough and curious enough and diverse enough to do things differently.
Yeah.
So I just think hats off to you. I'm so proud of you.
Happy third birthday.
Happy third birthday. Happy motherfucking Wednesday, guys.
Happy Wednesday. How does it get any better than this? It always does.
It always does.
You can wrap it up. You wrap it up, because I feel like I spoke on the interview and you can tie it in a bow, sis.
Tied in a bow. I just think what could be the most powerful thing in all of this, which is what Anna speaks to so beautifully all of the time, is to trust yourself, to back yourself, to love yourself. And if you have that backbone and you have that conviction in that you know who you are and you know that you're worthy, you will take risks and you will invest and you will put time and effort and energy into educating yourself to understand. You may not, like, there are so many ways to diversify your income. Cryptocurrency and NFTs may not be something that you're interested in, and that's okay.
Let it be.
Let it be, but at least have the audacity, at least have the integrity to say that you can stand there with your hand on your heart and say, I looked into it and it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And at least that way, you know, you did everything you could to potentially benefit yourself from an investment and an earnings perspective. Or it will be, I looked into it and it was a fucking no-brainer and it made so much sense. And I'm just excited to watch this project grow. And I don't know what's going on in the States on an NFT base at the moment, but I can hand on heart say that Anna motherfucking Rose has absolutely stood the test of time for TAW, and I'm so incredibly proud of you.
Thank you, my love.
And I'm
to the moon, baby.
Strapped in and ready to go to the moon.
To the moon. I think if anyone needs to know anything, that, because like I said, like haters will always try and be louder than the love, but Anna motherfucking Rose has her voice back and has the mic now. And if you thought that I was, I don't know, sleeping or disinterested, or it was whatever you have thought, please know that the hunger, the disruption, the power, the excitement, the belief has only grown in the last 3 years. And I get to meet my edge consistently and continually, and it's only getting bigger, bolder, badder, and more unstoppable. So until next time,
stay wild, baby.
Stay wild, friends.
Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Anything Goes. And if today's episode gave you maybe a new perspective, a little bit of a laugh, you learned something new, or just loved our trip to Taboo Town if we went there, it would honestly mean the world to me if you could leave me some love with writing a review and sharing this episode to your socials. You have no idea how much that helps my little podcast get out in the world. If you love what you gain from these conversations weekly with me as well and want more than just listening in, come and join my inner circle. It's my monthly mastermind where for just $47 a month, the real magic happens. You get me up close, no filter, live coaching. And if you get what you get from this free podcast, imagine what you get in a paid container. Links are in the show notes, friends. And until next time, stay wild.